Hello and welcome back to Premier League Prime Time. And today we're going to give you an in-depth look at Manchester United against Arsenal, the big one at the weekend. I'm here with Cyrus and returning guest and Nathaniel, both of them phenomenal. And we have a new guest on here, Huckleberry. How are you doing?
I'm good, Davis. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good myself. I'm ready to jump right into this preview. It's a huge game at the weekend for both sides. Arsenal playing ahead in the table, or many are having a game in hand in the table. And Sirius, I want to go over to you first. Looking at the game at the weekend, what do you think Mikel Arteta needs to do, tactically wise, player personnel wise, mentality wise? What do you think he should do?
I think mentality wise, he has to definitely get the right formation. I feel like the last couple of games, he just hasn't got it right in the big games. But we'll see. He has to deal with, David Luiz being injured. I'm not sure if he'll come back, but we'll see what happens.
And how do you think Mikel Arteta should set up the team? Do you think, or how do you think he will set the team? Do you think he'll go three at the back? Do you think he'll go five at the back? Normal back four? What are you thinking?
Sorry, are you talking to me? I couldn't hear you. A little laggy here.
No, it's all good. Do you think Arteta will go with the back four or a back three? Do you think he'll park the bus and hit on the brake, or do you think he'll try and take the front foot?
I personally think he'll go with the back. Well, I know it's like they say it's a back three. It's generally like a back five because you have the two wing backs. I think he'll go with that. That's what he usually does in the big games. It didn't work against Man City last time, but I feel like that's because they scored so early we couldn't do anything. He has to get his attacking formation right. I really want Aubameyang to play striker, but we'll see.
All right. And Nathaniel, over to you. I'll ask you the same question. What do you think Mikel Arteta needs to do at the weekend? Player personnel wise, mentality wise, tactic wise.
First of all, Pog. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. Personnel wise, I feel like Lacazette is not doing it. Like, against Leicester, he missed a lot of, pretty, I guess you could call them sitters, right? And yeah, maybe like start Pepe. They played. He played great in the Europa League yesterday.
Now,
So
very good performance.
yeah, and yeah, no, definitely. I think they should play four at the back. Definitely, like put your hands like behind, you can't touch it Man United players because they'll flop in the box. So you can't. VAR will always give them a penalty. So try to keep the ball out of the box. Yeah.
All right. And a question for both of you. I just want to get Sirius and Nathaniel. For the game this weekend, what starting 11 do you think Mikel Arteta should put out on the pitch? With the injuries and the defensive frailties that they have at the moment, David Luiz being out, that's going to be a huge loss for them. What do you think Mikel Arteta should do? Sirius and Nathaniel, both of you.
Yeah, definitely. I think right back. Hector Bellerin, great player. He's really quick. He can get up, like great attacking player, but he's also great defensively. Definitely Gabriel. Yeah, it's unfortunate that David Luiz was is injured. But he played great. I thought he played great against Leicester. He had some great passes. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who should put in the back with him. Maybe Mustafi. He did come in.
I mean, yeah,
but he's Mustafi's a muppet sometimes. So. Yeah, but yeah, left back Tierney definitely. In the central midfield, he's had Elneny in there a lot lately.
He's been all right, to be honest with you.
He captained Arsenal yesterday. Yeah, not bad.
What formation are you thinking about also?
Yeah, probably 4-3-3.
Okay.
That'd be the best formation to go with. Yeah, Ceballos, great player.
Xhaka, yeah, Partey, Willock.
Partey, Xhaka, yeah, definitely Xhaka, Partey, and then I think we should go with Aubameyang. Aubameyang, Pepe, and I don't know about Lacazette. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure about who should
I
fill
mean,
in
you could
for
throw
what.
Eddie and Ketty up there. Yeah, Willian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We didn't see Willian against Leicester, unfortunately, but yeah, I don't know. Reece Nelson played well. I know he's usually on the right wing, but maybe I could see him in there. I don't know. Yeah.
And who did you say that midfield trio would be?
Partey, Xhaka, and Ceballos. Yeah.
Okay. And Sirius, going over to you, I'll ask you the same question. What would your 11 be for Mikel Arteta?
So what I'm thinking, we have Leno in goal. So then we have Gabriel.
What
Center
formation?
back. Oh, I think he's gonna play with the like the three, but it's really a five. So I think he's gonna go with
Would you go three at the back, or would you go back four?
I personally think I would rather have four at the back, but I think he's gonna go. I'll say what I want.
Okay.
Basically, I want him to go Gabriel. Mustafi's gonna have to play, I think, because definitely.
I mean,
then
right back as well. You could put Tierney in there.
Holding's still injured.
Oh, all right.
Holding's still injured. That because otherwise we're definitely holding Mustafi. Just can't cut it. But right back, Ballerini's done okay this season. We obviously have Tierney, a really solid player. So in the mid, that's where it gets interesting. What I would like to do is honestly, look, I know he's gonna play Xhaka, so this is just saying whatever. But I would rather have Ceballos, Partey, and then Willian. Add a little more creativity because I feel like last game there wasn't a lot of creativity.
And you're putting Willian in at right wing, or are you putting him?
I'm putting him at cam. I think I'd like to see Willian there. Arteta tried that, but he put him at striker. Mm-hmm. That didn't work out.
And you're playing a 3-5-2 or a 4 at the back, 3 at the back.
I'm playing 4-3-3. So,
okay, with the 10.
Yeah, with the 4-3-3 technically. But yeah. So then left wing. This is where it gets tricky. I think Aubameyang should play striker. I think Saka left wing, and then right wing is you could either play Pepe. You could play I don't know why I'm losing train of thought here. Nelson. He was actually pretty good last game, but he has to decide. I think I'll go with Pepe. I feel like he scored against Man U last season. Hopefully he can do it again. So yeah, and we have Martinelli back. He's going to be on the bench, I think. So.
Is he back in full training, or is he just getting back?
I think he's. Maybe he won't play.
Yeah, but I think he was back in training a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great. I love Gabriel Martinelli. I think he's a great player. I think he's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he's kind of cute too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he's cute.
And I think Gabriel Martinelli was a huge player for Arsenal last year, especially in that run of games. I think there was a run of games where Aubameyang was out. I don't know, it was like suspension or something. But he played like 3 straight games. He was phenomenal. Chelsea, and I forgot the other couple games that he played, but yeah, he was phenomenal. And you're saying you would sit Lacazette on the bench?
Seriously, can you repeat that?
I said, Sirius, and you would decide to put Lacazette on the bench.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I would decide to put Lacazette on the bench. I know he has, 3 goals in 4 games. I feel like he's just lacking a little bit. I feel like the last 2 seasons he has. So yeah.
Yeah. Good job, baby girl.
And what would you do about and just a question to ask both of you. I just want to hear your insight on it. We know Mesut Ozil and all the problems he's been since that new £350,000 a week contract. He's been nothing but a problem. Under Unai Emery, he was a definite massive problem, and it seems like one under Arteta as well. I just want to hear both of your intakes on the Mesut Ozil situation. Would you bring him back into the side? Would you just say, do you think the club are doing the right thing? I just want to hear your intake on it.
Well, the thing is, he's not allowed to play any games till January. That's where because he wasn't included in the 25-man squad. So Socrates wasn't included either, which is interesting. But I don't know. I don't know if all of it is football related. Maybe a little politics. we'll not talk about that right now. But I just think he just hasn't been cutting. I think Arteta, he is similar to Pep Guardiola's style. I feel like he wants a hardworking player, and I feel like Ozil just hasn't done that, and he just hasn't been up to the quality.
All right, and Nathaniel, what is your opinion on the Mesut Ozil situation?
Yeah, I definitely think. Well, I don't want to be bring politics into this, but Turkey,
With everything going
Erdogan,
on,
right? Yeah.
everything's going
So,
on.
speaking on the situation, maybe I don't think he's being punished because, him under Unai Emery had a hard time, but just like to not give him a chance at least, like he's a great player, his
And
age
we all
doesn't
know he has
define him.
creativity
Like,
as well. He definitely has
creativity, exactly. And I feel like, Arsenal, they're kind of lacking creativity at the moment, especially in the center midfield. So, it's unfortunate, but like Cyrus said, we don't get him back until January because he wasn't put on the roster. But so, I think it's unfortunate. And, it's kind of money going to waste if you think about it. But, it's unfortunate.
All right. I think that's both of you said it perfectly well. On my opinion on the Mesut Ozil situation, I'll just say something for myself. I think for him, for me, it's really unfortunate. Based off the thing that he says, whether he means it or not, he definitely seems like he wants to play for Arsenal. He could have, at the time when that contract was being discussed, he was in brilliant form, and also a certain winger who I don't want to talk about because he just does not make me happy whatsoever if I mention his name. But both of them they're in the last 12 months of their contracts, and they were getting offers from elsewhere. And Ozil decided he got the contract he wanted, and he chose to stay. And ever since he signed that contract, it just really hasn't gone well for him, hasn't it? To a certain extent, I feel sorry for him. Just purely because things just didn't go as well as hoped. Do I think Arsenal doing the right thing? I don't know. I'm not Josh and Stan Kroenke. I'm not Mikel Arteta. Maybe there's things going on behind the scenes. Who knows? Anyways, jumping over to you, Huck. Talking about Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What do you think we need to do to set up player-wise, formation-wise, tactically? What do you think Solskjaer needs to do if we're to beat Arsenal this weekend?
I think genuinely we just have to hit them early and score an early goal because it'll take the wind out of their defense. And Mustafi is horrible, so he'll lose confidence very early. But overall, we can't just sit back and hope to God we get a penalty like every other game.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, so we can't we actually have to finish the chances when they come to us. Rashford, and I'm sad Martial's not there because of Lamella being the flopper of the year.
Don't you get me started on
Cavani
Lamella.
Hopefully will show out. Yeah. Cavani will hopefully show out and do something, but hit him early and don't hope for a pen and finish your chances on the counterattack when you get them.
Yeah. And looking at the 11 or looking at the squad that's available to Solskjaer, what formation do you think Ole should put out there, and what players do you think he should put out there?
Probably a 4-3-2-1 like the last couple of games. I wish we had Tellez. 4-3-2-1. Yeah, I wish we had Tellez and Martial, obviously. Hoping Tellez comes back quickly and beats Corona because he's really integral to the squad. And I wish
definitely.
I know I want Van de Beek to get more playing time, but I know Ole's not going to play him because there's no room for him in the squad at the moment.
In the formation that you're giving, I would definitely say so. 100%.
So it's I think probably Bruno and Fred and Pogba will play in the midfield most likely. And
what would your starting 11 though would be? Starting
11, De Gea, Shaw, and then Maguire, Lindelof because Bailly's out, which like you said before the show started, I wish we had Upamecano or like an actual defender that could somewhat carry Maguire's bum.
Would you consider Axel Tuanzebe, who had a phenomenal game against PSG?
I enjoyed Yeah, I definitely consider him, but I don't know if Ole's going to start him. But I did like how he played against PSG a lot, and the playing time he did get, he really capitalized on it. So I mean, I definitely consider it. I know Ole is going to stick with Lindelof because we're paying him the money. But then AWB and then probably Fred, Pogba, and Bruno
Fred's
Fernandes.
been brilliant. He's been phenomenal
really
in the past couple games, I have to say.
Fred's been super good, and then it'll go Greenwood because anybody but Daniel James at this point. Yeah, Greenwood, Cavani, definitely. And Rashford. So yeah.
All right. And very well said there from Huck. But my opinions definitely differ drastically. In terms of the formation, I think if we play how we did against Leipzig, I think we will blow past this Arsenal side. But knowing Mikel Arteta and what he does against the big sides, and no disrespect to Mikel Arteta, because Manchester United, we do almost the exact same thing. We sit back and we hit teams on the break, and that's most likely what they'll do to us, or what they will try to do to us, as we've seen from past experiences. For me, I would personally stick with that 4-4-2 diamond. I think that suited us perfectly. We don't have the pace on the wings. I personally think that front two, whether it's Rashford and Greenwood or Rashford and Cavani, Greenwood, you definitely have depth there. And of course, when Anthony Martial comes back, I think everything will be even better. For me, I'll go David Hay and goal. I think Huck was spot on with that. He's been very good in the past couple games. I would go Wan-Bissaka. The center back thing is, and I don't know, it's kind of like a center back conundrum, to be honest with you, because we know what happens when Lindelof starts with Maguire. There really is. I mean, you don't really get much out of those two, especially for this game when you have Aubameyang coming at you. I think that's going to be a nightmare for both of them. So for me, I would throw Axel Tuanzebe in there, because you definitely need some legs. And if you're going to put Harry Maguire in, you need someone to complement him. As I've now said for over a year, regardless who your captain is, you need someone alongside him that will complement his strengths. I think Maguire and Tuanzebe will do that perfectly. Luke Shaw, left back. Hope for all the best in Alex Telles' recovery from COVID-19. Definitely very disappointing to hear. And for me personally, it's either Luke Shaw or Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams for me is a right back. He was thrown in at the back end of last year by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because we had nobody else. I would definitely go with Luke Shaw at left back. I think he's decent enough at times. Do I think he's one of the best in the league? No, I don't. But I think Luke Shaw is decent enough, and he's had some decent games recently. So go with Luke Shaw in the midfield. I would definitely. For me, I don't think Donny van de Beek will play, or will start. I think he will play. I would definitely like to see Matic at the 6. I think Matic had a very good, straightforward Matic like performance, just covering that back four. And I think the diamond also gives him the advantage because he doesn't have to cover as much ground because up ahead of him in that 2 you have, and for me, I would stick with Fred and I would stick with Paul Pogba. I think Paul Pogba looked tired towards the end of that Leipzig game. I definitely did I loved Fred's performance. I thought he was phenomenal against Leipzig. I think he was up there for man of the match. So yeah, I think Fred, you can't drop Fred at the moment. I would put Fred on the right side of that diamond, Pogba on the left side of that diamond. At the 10, who else could it be other than Bruno Fernandes? He is the talisman of this team. He's so important to this Manchester United side, and we would not be in the Champions League this year if it weren't for Bruno Fernandes coming in January. And then up front, for me, it gets interesting because you have Cavani and you have Rashford and you have Greenwood, and of course you have Igalo, which Oli probably won't even go near. I would definitely stick with Rashford. He's been nothing short of phenomenal in the past couple games. Great against Leipzig, great against PSG.
James, if I could interrupt you, I just wanted to ask you, what do you think Ratchford's like total potential is? Like, what do you think he can achieve at the end of his career?
Oh, huge, absolutely massive potential. This kid came in. I remember the day. I remember the day I was in class actually watching this game. The game against Michelin, and Anthony Martial went down in warm-ups, and I'm thinking, oh crap, we don't have a striker. And then Louis Van Gaal put on the team sheet that Marcus Rashford was going to start, and I'm thinking to myself, Marcus Rashford, who is this kid? And he comes in and he scores 2 goals, and then the next game which was actually against you lot. I see again Rashford starts on the team sheet. I'm thinking, all right, we have nobody else. He was good against Michelin, so why not? And he ended up scoring 2 goals and an assist. Regardless of what Arsenal fans made of the game, Rashford just immediately hit the ground running, and then became an integral part even when Anthony Martial came back to that Man United side back in 2015-16 season. And ever since then, he's just been a revelation. For me, I think this kid's potential on the pitch is nothing short of huge, and off the pitch as well, he's been nothing short of world class. Regardless of what fan you are, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, Everton, you name it. The things that this guy has done off the pitch has just been brilliant. I'm not trying to bring politics into this at all, but what he's done to help feed hungry people, it's phenomenal. So, and as I said last episode, Queen Elizabeth, if you're watching this, give the guy his knighthood, because he deserves all the success he gets to himself. So, yeah, and it's getting back to where we needed to be. Marcus Rashford definitely starts for me, and then alongside him, it's either Greenwood or Cavani. I feel like Mason is the same kind of player as Rashford is. They're both flair players. Honestly, for me, it would be very, very harsh to drop Greenwood. But for me, I think if we're going to do a front two, I think having Cavani alongside Rashford would actually work better. Just because Cavani has it, Rashford doesn't. Cavani definitely has. He definitely has that sort of presence up front. He's a pretty big guy himself. He can definitely hold the ball up. I think Mason's hold up plays okay, but when you have Cavani, who's done it for years and years and years, and you have the experience of someone like Edison Cavani, I think as of right now, you definitely use it. So yeah, with the front two, I'd go with Rashford and Cavani. And going into our last segment of this show, we're going to go into our combined 11. And our combined 11, if you don't know what combined 11 is, literally watch the 2 previews, the Man United Tottenham preview and the Man United Chelsea preview to know what it is. For the 3 of you, are you ready to make this combined 11?
Yep.
All right. Anyways, so in goal, it's between David De Gea and Bernd Leno. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who goes in?
Dean Henderson.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I think his name is Runnerson. Yeah, I think he's better than both, honestly. What a top quality lad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Runnerson. Or Lee Grant, actually. Lee Grant goes in. 100%. Lee Grant definitely goes in that lineup. But no, yeah, but that starting spot will be between David De Gea and Bernd Leno. What do you guys think?
De Gea, he's more consistent over a long period of time, and he doesn't drop the ball on free kicks.
Yeah, so
and we're going off of form as well.
Lately, I think De Gea has been better.
Okay. What about Cyrus Nathaniel? What are you guys thinking? Do you guys think Leno should go in, or are you sticking with De Gea?
I think I can advocate for Nathaniel here. I personally think, just based off the last 2 seasons, I think Leno. That's just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of Man U, maybe Arsenal fans think De Gea. I just think that Leno's been more consistent. They both have made mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Leno's made some costly mistakes last year against Chelsea. I don't know if you guys remember, but I would say Leno.
Okay. And Nathaniel, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think Leno. Yeah, Leno's a beast.
And if you look at their form just as of recent, who would you take in purely off of form? I think it's a difficult decision to make. I rate Bernd Leno. I think he's a great goalkeeper, especially for the past 2 seasons. If it weren't for that guy, Arsenal probably would have conceded double the goals that they conceded. This guy's just been he's been amazing. He's been very, very, very good ever since coming in from Bayer Leverkusen, I believe it was. But yeah, I rate Bernd Leno. It's definitely tough. And as of myself, this is genuinely difficult. I really don't know whether to go with. It wouldn't be a bias, say David De Gea, whether to go with David De Gea or Bernd Leno. But in terms of form, this is a tough one. It really is. In terms of form, just over recent form, you would have to say David De Gea just in terms of just recent form, but again, it really is a tough one. But again, I really am not sure. It's difficult, isn't it? I'll go with David De Gea just off of form. David De Gea or Leno, either one. We can't really seem to decide. So, when this video is done, leave your comments down below. Who would you put in starting 11, David De Gea or Bernd Leno? For me, I would personally say David De Gea. I think these two just come really, really close. But I personally think David De Gea just edges it out purely based on off of just recent form. What do you guys think about that?
I would agree with that.
I would disagree, but it's a fair choice if you see that.
And again, I'm generally not trying to act on bias because I said this is a very, very difficult thing to choose or goalkeeper to choose. I would say David De Gea, but since it's 2 against 2, I think I guess it's a draw either way. As I said, leave your comments and down below. Who do you think should put their place in this combined 11, David De Gea or Bernd Leno? And what formation are we going to play? Are we doing 3 at the back? Are we doing 4 at the back? Are we doing a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1? Are we doing a 3-4-1-2? What are you guys saying?
Yeah, maybe just go the standard 4-3-3. I think that's easier.
Yeah, I agree with Cyrus on that one.
Okay, Nathaniel, what about you?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, my Wi-Fi's a bit.
No, don't worry about it. What formation do you think we should do in this combined 11? Do you think we should do 3 at the back, 4 at the back, a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1?
4 at the back, definitely. Yeah, 4-3-3.
Okay, all right. So universal across the board. Yeah, I think 4-3-3 is more than fine. Going over to right back, I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is just on another level. I think Hector Bellerin is a great right back. I think he's but I think my problem with Hector Bellerin is that he's super inconsistent. You really don't know which Hector Bellerin you're going to get. And for me, he's kind of lost that bit of yard of pace I had when he first burst onto the scene. Like when he first came on the scene, I'm just like, wow, what a gem Arsenal have. But I just think for me, in terms of form, I think Wan-Bissaka is right on top of his game. I just think he's been brilliant for me. What are the rest of you thinking?
Aaron Wan-Bissaka is definitely better than Hector Bellerin there. I think the Arsenal fans can agree with that. AWB is in the conversation for the best right back in the league. And so and Hector Bellerin was 2 inches away from going to PSG. So I don't even know if Arsenal want him that much.
Yeah, some of the Arsenal fans I've been talking to, it's interesting what they think of Hector Bellerin. a lot of them tell me, and I agree with that. They tell me that he's a very good right back. But if Bellerin got sold and they got some money for him, they wouldn't be too much too up in arms, because some of them told me that they can definitely do better than Bellerin, which I personally think they definitely can do better than Bellerin, but I definitely don't think right back is a problem they need to sort out anytime soon, because you have Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who I think is who has been very, very good ever since he's been put in that role. I think he works better in a back three, Maitland-Niles, but when he's been put in a back four, I think he's been very, very good. Cyrus, who are you saying for right back?
I'd have to agree with you guys. It'd be a little too biased if I said it was anyone else. He's a great defender. Probably has to work on his offensive game, but that'll come.
Oh, definitely.
He did have a good goal, so yeah, I would have to say him.
Yeah, and Cyrus pointed out that perfectly. Do I think Wan-Bissaka's like Cafu? No, he definitely needs to work on his ability going forward. Although he did score a goal against Newcastle, which was a wonder strike. I was going mad when he scored the goal. That was an absolute laser. Wonderful goal from Wan-Bissaka. His offensive play for me has definitely been improving, but I think it definitely can improve furthermore. Nathaniel, who are you saying for right back?
For right back?
Mm-hmm. It would be between Hector Bellerin and Wan-Bissaka. Would you stick with Wan-Bissaka like we're all saying, or would you go with Bellerin?
Yeah, I think they're both great, great defenders. Wan-Bissaka, yeah, he's a great defender. I think Bellerin is more attacking minded, definitely.
Oh, definitely, I agree with that.
So so if we're going with a 4-3-3, I think I'm gonna have to go with Bellerin, yeah.
Well, the majority have said Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I personally would agree with that. And I don't think anybody can say it's pure bias or anything like that. I just think Wan-Bissaka, he's just a phenomenal right back for me. And I think in future times, if he can drastically improve that offensive side, then we're talking about one of the best right backs in the world for me, arguably the best in the world, if he drastically improves that offensive side. Anyways, going to center backs. In my opinion, looking at the two center backs, I would go with Gabriel. He's been nothing short of awesome for Arsenal. He has been superb. He's been immense. He's been massive, and I've said it, I think, in almost every single episode so far. For me, Gabriel, stick him right in there. Definitely phenomenal defender. And how much did you guys pay for him? Was it like 23 to like 30 million, something around that?
23. It's a bargain, to be honest.
Exactly. And this is a guy who Man United were actually going to sign, and Arsenal came in and hijacked that deal. And for me, I'll be honest. I was pissed. I was not happy at all when Arsenal were able to hijack that deal. Arsenal, I said it when he signed. They definitely have a player on their hands. When they definitely do. For me, Gabriel goes straight in there. Nathaniel, would you agree?
Yeah, he's a great player. Great addition to the squad. Yeah, he's super good. Yeah, and he's also great aerially. Like in the air, he scores I think one goal already. But yeah, he's a great player. Great addition.
Yeah, the first goal of I think it was the
Fulham. Yeah, Fulham.
Was it the first goal of Arsenal season or the second one? I don't remember. Was it the first goal? I think it was the first.
Wait, sorry. Say that again.
Was it the first goal of that game or the second goal of that game? I can't quite remember.
I think that was the second goal, maybe. Yeah, second goal.
Yeah.
I remember Aubameyang scored that banger that game, but yeah.
That was a wonderful goal as well. Huck, what are you saying? Do you agree with Gabriel?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Gabriel. The second center back is going to be rough, though, because I
definitely
don't rate Maguire at all. So.
Well, for me, Harry Maguire definitely goes nowhere near this lineup. But I'll say again what I've said about Harry Maguire. I've said it so many times. Although I have put my neck on the line for Harry Maguire, and I was just not happy. And And if you want to see it, and if you want to see my post-match reaction about Harry Maguire, go and watch that Tottenham or that Tottenham Man United post-game analysis with Andre. I was fuming with that Harry Maguire performance. Harry Maguire, it really has been a tough since the summer. It's been kind of tough for him, to be honest with you. All the thing that happened in Greece, then just all the scrutiny that he's come under, just support performances. For me, I rate Harry Maguire. I do rate him. I don't think Manchester United would have paid £80 million for someone who's not good. I just personally don't think Canada would have that idea. When we bought him, this guy was superb. He had been superb in the World Cup for England. This guy had been superb for 2 straight seasons at Leicester. For me, I rate Harry Maguire, but he definitely needs to kick up the backside. He needs the captaincy to be taken off him. But for me, if we're doing a second center back, honestly, I'll put it out there. I'll put Lindelof in there. I think Lindelof has been very, very good for me personally. Over the I thought he was good against Chelsea for me. Against PSG he was great. Against I thought he was great against Leipzig as well. I think Lindelof goes in there. Because would you put David Luiz in there? I don't know. I'm just genuinely not sure. But what are the rest of you thinking? I want to hear from the rest of you.
Anybody besides Mustafi, and I'm happy because he's dreadful. Mustafi is not good.
Oh, we all know that. We all know.
I think Gabriel is good, but I think I don't know. It's just a bunch of just not good. The fact that Gabriel is 3 times less expensive than Harry Maguire is kind of damning to Harry Maguire's salary. But I just try. I would say I would agree with your Lindelof take because both of those players right now are not that good.
Cyrus Nathaniel, would you agree with Victor Lindelof, or would you put David Luiz? Would you put Holding?
I personally so you have to start with Gabriel, of course. I think.
Definitely, 100%.
My bad, boys. So then, I don't know. I guess you have to. It's really sad that you're putting Lindelof, but he's really.
I genuinely don't even know. Can we put David Luiz in here? If he's injured, I genuinely don't know. That just shows. To be honest with you, both of our sides lack, multiple good, strong, solid center backs. Man United lack it, and Arsenal do. If we had, if he had signed Upamecano in the summer, he would have gone straight into the lineup. But yeah, he didn't sign Upamecano. I still dream of it though. Like Sancho, I still dream of Upamecano. But getting back to the center backs, can David Luiz even be? Can we even consider David Luiz since he's injured, or are we not counting injured players?
I don't think David Luiz makes it if he's healthy.
If he's healthy, he's up there for me. It's between him and Lindelof. I personally would go Lindelof personally. I just don't really know who else to play, and especially David Luiz is out in there. For me, Lindelof definitely would just go in, just because. There really isn't anybody else who you would put in there. Cyrus and Nathaniel, what are you saying? Cyrus.
I'm sorry, I'm completely lagging. Sorry, what did you say?
No, it's all good. Who would you put in that second center back slot? There really isn't a whole lot of options.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, I think you'd have to go with Lindelof, I guess. I think that's the only option. There's Mustafi, Hold. I think Holding's better, but
you can't
I
put
think
Holding in there. He hasn't even played enough games.
Better, but he's just so injury prone that I think I'll just go with Lindelof.
All right. Nathaniel, what are you saying? Lindelof?
Well, we don't know who the other defender is, so
we put Gabriel in, and
but I thought we did Gabriel versus.
No. Gabriel goes straight into that. Side. David Luiz, he's excluded. He's injured, so he's not part of the selection. So I mean, there's Lindelof, there's Mustafi, there's Axel Tuanzebe, there's who else do you have? Kolasinac, but Kolasinac for me is just like bottom of the pecking order of literally any position. I mean, it really comes down to Lindelof and Mustafi. So I mean, I think Lindelof takes that second spot. Would you agree?
Yeah.
All right. So pretty universal across the board here. So far we have a backline of David De Gea or Bernd Leno. I mean, either one is fine, but I mean, in terms of form, I'll just say David De Gea, but it really could be either or. So David De Gea in goal, you have Wan-Bissaka at right back, you have Gabriel and Victor Lindelof, and then at left back, it's between there's no Alex Telles. So I mean, you have Luke Shaw, you have Kieran Tierney, you have Sead Kolasinac. If you want, you could throw Bukayo Saka in there. You have Brandon Williams. But for me, it's Kieran Tierney all day. Kieran Tierney is fantastic. He definitely takes that. Luke Shaw, for me, as I said earlier, I think he's a decent enough fullback. But no, I think Kieran Tierney's the levels ahead of him. Yeah, I would say Kieran Tierney at left back. What are the other three of you saying?
Yeah, I think we can all agree Tierney.
Yeah, Tierney. Yeah, Luke Shaw's not cutting it. I mean, if Telles was healthy, I think he has a shout, but I don't think Tierney's getting beat by Luke Shaw.
And even then, Telles hasn't played enough games. So yeah, I mean, Luke Shaw. Sorry, Kieran Tierney goes straight into that 11. Nathaniel, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right. So now we have our back four completed. Kieran Tierney at left back. For the three in midfield, now this is where it gets interesting. And a question for the three of you: in this 4-3-3, are we playing a flat three? Are we doing a 6, an 8, and a 10? Are we doing a 4-2-3-1 where you have two holding midfielders and a 10? What kind of 4-3-3 are we doing?
I think we should do a 6 in there.
A 6, 8, and a 10?
I think that sounds fair.
Okay. So starting with that 6, you have some options. You definitely have the likes of Matic. You could put Scott McTominay in there. You have Fred. You have for Arsenal. You have Granit Xhaka. He can play there. Has Joe Willock played a 6? I mean, I don't know Arsenal, of course, as well as you do. Can Joe Willock play a 6? I mean, I'm not sure. Thomas Partey, but I don't know if Partey would get into the 11 purely. And I know people are gonna say, "What are you on?" It's just purely because of just off of form. Although I could be wrong. For me personally, in terms of form right now, I definitely would say Fred takes that as in form. I mean, for me, the guy's undroppable. At the moment, Fred has been nothing short of phenomenal. I mean, this guy has just. I mean, he's just blown my mind since he's coming against Newcastle. I mean, for me, Fred takes that 6, that number 6. Unless if you want to put Partey there or you want to put Partey at the 8. But for me, Fred takes that spot. Everybody else, what are you thinking?
I think overall, I'm looking overall combined 11. So I think although Fred's been really good lately, I think my whole midfield is like I think it would be probably Party would fit into that spot, and then Pogs and Bruno Fernandes would be that midfield up there.
But this is this combined 11 is we're also taking form into massive consideration. I definitely think Partey definitely gets into this team. That's not a question. I mean, only someone deluded would say Partey doesn't get into this team. Cyrus, who would you say goes into the number 6?
I'd say Partey.
All right. And Nathaniel, would you say Partey?
Yeah, I'd say Partey.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, I've been out on there. Partey goes straight into the 6. Fair enough. The guy's a quality player. I won't take anything away from him. For the number 8, now this is where it gets interesting. You have Dani Ceballos, you have Paul Pogba, you have, you could play Donny van de Beek there. You have, you could play Joe Willock there. You have some options, but if you're looking at that select amount, I would go with Paul Pogba. What are the three of you thinking?
I don't know about all 3 of the other guys. I think we can all agree Pogba. I don't know.
Yeah, same.
I think you think.
Just looking at this, just looking at the players that can play the 8, I would go with Pogba. Do all you agree? All right. I guess Pogba sticks right into that number 8 slot. And at the 10, I don't think there's any question. Bruno Fernandes. I mean, Arsenal don't even have a 10, unless if you're counting Mesut Ozil. But I think Bruno Fernandes will take that number 10 slot.
Yeah, I think we can all agree.
Yeah, I think that's pretty universal with everybody here. And now for that front 3. This is where it gets interesting. For the right-hand side, I mean, Man United don't have any real right wingers. Daniel James not good enough. Mata is past it. Lingard, I don't even know why I just said Jesse Lingard. It's Greenwood against.
Don't mention the GOAT like that. Don't mention the GOAT Lingard like that. God.
Lingardinho.
Yeah.
Show some respect on Lingardinho's name.
Yeah.
The promising youngster.
That wasn't funny.
The fact he's almost 30 is kind of depressing.
He's 27, I think. Jesse Lingard. He's almost 28.
Jacques is 3 years younger, I think.
On that right hand spot, it's between. It's between Mason Greenwood, Nicolas Pepe, and Willian, I guess. For me, Mason Greenwood hasn't played enough minutes to say that he could be in that right hand slot. In terms of just form, I guess I go Pepe, but what are you all saying?
I'll go with that. I agree with that. Greenwood overall, if you count Champions League, that's good enough. But can't be hasn't played enough minutes in the Prem, so I'll agree with Pepe.
All right, Nathaniel, you say Pepe?
I think he says Pepe.
Sorry, my thing's not. Yeah, Pepe, definitely Nicolas Pepe, yeah.
All right, Pepe goes in on the right-hand side. Speed up this combined 11. On the left-hand side, are we saying, because Aubameyang will go in this team, but the question is, are you putting him on the left or up front?
I personally think we can all agree that it's Rashford, Aubameyang, no
Definitely.
matter.
Yeah.
100%. But the question is, where are you going to put them?
I'd say Rashford on the left.
Yeah.
Aubameyang in the middle. Yeah, definitely Aubameyang in the middle. Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. There's our combined 11. We've also reached the end of our show, but before we go, I'll just quickly restate this combined 11. In goal, we have David De Gea, but just again by just a marginal decision, personally just off of form. Right back, we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka. At center backs, we have Gabriel and Lindelof. At left back, we have Kieran Tierney. At that 6, we have Thomas Partey. At the 8, we have Paul Pogba. At the 10, we have Bruno Fernandes. On that right-hand side of attack, we have Nicolas Pepe. On the left, we have Marcus Rashford. And up front, we have the man himself, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Wherever you're in the world, thank you for your time for watching this. If you like this video, smash a like on it, subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we are there at PL Primetime. Thank you so much for your time, and wherever you are in the world, have a great day or evening.